Hey guys, Juti here with another Tekken 7 video, and this is kind of like a goodbye video for Tekken 7. I just want to briefly talk about the moves I see to be the most brain dead in the game. They may not be the best moves in the game, however, if we're not talking about higher level of play or even pro level of play, these moves can be extremely annoying, and therefore without further ado, let's get into it. So at the bottom of the list is number 10, which is Fang's shoulder attack. This move is extremely good in that it comes out at 13 frames, does quite a ton of damage and has a lot of utility. It's at the bottom of the list because of one specific reason, and that is because it's launch punishable. But it's on this list because, yeah, good luck trying to react to it if you're not a pro player or a higher level Tekken player, because without you expecting this move, you're not going to be able to launch punish it, and the way it hits you, it actually feels like a safe move. Yeah. Next move I want to talk about is Orbital. So there are a whole host of Orbitals from different characters, but Brian is like the OG Orbital character, and he has the best Orbital. Leroy had it in between, but it's actually Brian now. And the thing about this move is that it's safe on block, it goes over lows. Brian can use it directly where he's standing, or he can use it to like jump a bit forward into the space of the opponent. And the thing about this move, as I said, it's safe on block. It's a bit minus, yes, but Brian always tends to take his turn afterwards for some strange reason. He could use a crouch jab or that new kick he got in Tekken 7, the one out of crouch, which goes underneath highs, takes a side step. Whatever it is, Brian players are always taking their turn after this move. And why not? I mean, the move recovers extremely fast, so punishing it is also kind of an issue. Next is Maru Tackle, and you all knew that this had to be on the list, right? It just had to be on the list. Yes, the thing about the tackle with Marduk is that he doesn't just get a 50-50, so you're not guessing one or the other option, but it's a three-way guess thing. And on top of that, there are no downsides for him, so it's not like a mix-up with Kazuya's wave dash mix-up or something. The thing is, there are no downsides for him, so if you manage to get out of it, there's no downside for him. He's not taking any damage, so of course he's just going to keep using it and using it and using it. The only reason this move isn't higher is because, yes, it can be dealt with, it can be stepped with, it can be interrupted. Yeah, that's the reason. So yeah, Paul's down forward 2. A lot of characters have this move. It's mostly a safe launcher that comes out at 15 frames. But what makes Paul's more annoying is that it has a whole lot of reach. It can reach very far and still get you, and it recovers relatively quickly, and of course it's safe on block. So you get Paul players which like just do down forward 2 into down forward 2, or do a certain string, not finish the string and just do a down forward 2 afterwards. Yeah, it doesn't need a lot of brain cells, just throw it out and hope for the best, and then, you know, eat a whole chunky Paul combo. So next up we have a more technical character, and that being Hiachi with his forward 2. The reason this move is on the list is because yeah, it's a very good safe launcher in certain instances against certain characters. Of course it has pushback. It hits grounded opponents, but the main thing about this move is that it tracks fairly well. So depending on the distance, you can step it, mind you, to the left, also partially to the right, but stepping it to the left is the way to go. But if you're unlucky, this thing can really track like crazy. I'm sure online a couple of you guys have experienced that, and that's why this move is on the list. So next move is from Hwoarang, and yeah, some of you expecting down 3-4 into Flamingo BS, but the move here is Backlash. And Backlash, yeah, what's not to be said about Backlash? It's a high launcher that is safe on block and also plus on block to top it off. It recovers extremely fast, so punishing it is a kind of a problem. You're going to have to settle for less, so something like an 11 frame punisher. And if you're directly under it, yeah, it's even more difficult to whiff punish it. It's just kind of a dumb move, and yeah, it launches for a jillion damage for Hwoarang. Glad this move doesn't work the same way in Tekken 8. So, Snake Edges. The crown for Snake Edge goes to Ana. Yes, some people may say it's Athena with hers or Alisa, but actually, in my opinion, it's Ana, and that's just for one main reason. This animation is extremely deceptive. It looks like she's going mid or even high, and then at the last moment she goes low. Yes, people say this move is steppable, unlike the other Snake Edges, but I don't think that really matters with such a deceptive animation anyway. It's not like you'll be expecting it and then stepping. Then the other thing about the move is that it does not stagger on block. It's a minor detail or so, but that means that certain characters won't get their ideal launch punish out of a crouch when it comes to this move. So we have Negan with this string here. Yes, it's very annoying because it's safe on block, it's plus on block, so it's Negan's turn afterwards. And yes, it also launches you if it hits you, so that's cool. I mean, that's cool, yeah. Yes, the move is supposedly steppable to the left because that's the right way to step it. But in a game where stepping has been nerfed anyway, you're kind of reluctant to do it. Especially because you also have to be kind of on point when you're stepping the move. Yeah, the other thing also applies to the shorter version of this move where he just does the last part of the string. It's the same thing here. It's plus on block and you're kind of just scared to step. It is what it is. So Party Crasher, yeah, the first portion of this string, the forward one, is safe on block. And of course it also goes underneath highs. So what Julia players like to do is they like to bait you out with this continuously, and just when you think you can retaliate, they bring out the extension and then counter it launch you. Yep. Of course, the other nice thing about this move is that if you don't really know how to play Julia, you can just use this as a filler for combos, and you still get a decent amount of wall carry, wall travel, and also damage with it. Yeah, that's really nice. So before we go to number 1, some honorable mentions here which didn't make the list. We have Lee with his back 4. This move got extremely buffed somewhere down the line in Tekken 7, so that the whiff recovery is extremely fast. And what that means is that of course this move is a counter hit launcher that is safe on block and can also go into Hitman. And what Lee players can now also do through that is just intentionally whiff the move and then go straight into down 3 to counter hit launch an opponent which is trying to retaliate. Honorable mention also goes to Lei's Razor Rush and all its variations. Yes, it's a very oppressive move, very annoying, but it's all fake pressure. I made a guide on that, Tekken Troubles, how to deal with Razor Rush. Yeah, that's why it also didn't make the list. And yeah, Leroy's parry at a certain point was also very problematic, but it got nerfed, the whiff recovery got nerfed. And so without further ado, let's get to number 1. And number 1, the Electric. Yeah, some of you guys are going to be extremely surprised to see this at the top of the list, let alone on the list itself. However, even before the buffs, this move was and still is a launcher that is high, that comes out relatively fast, is plus on block, does decent amount of damage, and also has pushback, is ideal to pressure your opponent. Then it got buffed in 2 key areas, one being the tracking. So you wanted to step this move to the left, but now you have to be more precise with your timing. If you're off, then you get launched. The other area where it was buffed was to its whiff recovery, and this one was actually, in my opinion, the more massive buff, because even if you anticipate this and you duck and you want to launch punish it, it's going to be extremely difficult and you're most likely going to have to settle for something less. Yeah, that does it with my list of my top 10 Braindead moves for Tekken 7. Let me know in the comment section if you guys disagree and what kind of moves you would have loved to see instead.
forget to subscribe.